I am Daniel Simone. I am the author of the Lufthansa Heist, among other books. Uh, and I'm chatting with Dax. It's certainly been quite a pleasure to be on his show, and I hope to be able to return again.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today I got Daniel Simone.
He too wanted to lease a limousine from me. He wanted to put his son in the limousine business. And again, Vic Arena did not have enough credit to warrant the lease of a $50,000 limousine, that's what they cost back then. I'm going back into the 70s. Of course, I as an accommodation, I co-signed for the lease. He said to me, if you ever need me for any reason, any kind of problems, feel free to call on me. But I never did need him. So, but that was the extent of my transaction with John Gotti and Vic Arena.
And they made all their payments. They made all their payments. There was never a problem with the payments or anything.
No. Not with the Vic Arena. No, never a problem. But I always steered away from being too close to the element. That element, I should say. I don't regret that I did not involve myself any further because I'm sure that nothing good probably would have come out of it. So I'm just glad that I left it. I kept my distance, and I communicated with them whenever I needed some sort of information related to one of the projects that I was writing, and that was it.
So was this your first step into organized crime, the Lufthansa Heist book?
The Lufthansa Heist, yes. It was my first true crime project. Yes, it was.
And so now I heard you're going to do this follow-up book. Did you have any other true crime projects?
Well, I also wrote a very, very successful book titled The Pierre Hotel Affair, which is a story about the famous robbery at the exclusive Pierre Hotel in Manhattan in 1972. And my collaborator on that book was the last surviving gunman of that robbery, Nick Sacco. He passed away about 2 years ago. And it's a very interesting book. 8 gunmen, including my collaborator, held the entire Pierre Hotel complex under siege for 2 hours during the night after New Year's Eve, the day after New Year's Eve. And they broke into the guests' safe deposit boxes and walked out of there with approximately $28 million in cash and bearers bonds. Now, $28 million, let's bear in mind, in 1972 was equivalent to approximately probably 250, I'd say about 20, probably up $250 million.
In today's money.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
But no one was ever arrested. No one was ever prosecuted. And officially, to date, the case remains unsolved.
So a lot of the people would put their belongings into these safety deposit boxes in the hotel. And these were high-end people, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's a very, very exclusive hotel where politicians, presidents, kings, and royalty would frequently be guests of that hotel. And President Nixon, for example, every time he was in New York, every occasion that he had to come visit New York, he would stay at the Pierre Hotel. And as I said, there was an incredible robbery. With all sorts of things happened within the 2-hour period that when they held the complex under siege. With about 400 guests that night sleeping in the hotel, you can imagine what could possibly happen in a 2-hour period. And some stories are very, very sensational and really hilarious. I recommend to read. It's a terrific story. The Pierre Hotel Affair.
Couldn't someone just pick up the phone and call the police? I mean, they had the whole hotel under siege.
One of the robbers manned the phones. So
And they all went through the front desk.
well, any call that came in, he was able to deal with the caller in a very professional manner. But all sorts of events occurred that are really not only comedic but sensational.
Can you tell me one of them?
Yes, one of them is where one of the captors, when they first took over the hotel, anyone who was still in the lobby that late at night, there was about a dozen people still roaming around in the lobby, and the night staff as well. The robbers held them all in captivity in a room behind the concierge's desk. And one of the captors began showing symptoms of a heart failure. So they didn't want the man to die because now a robbery turns into a murder.
Yeah.
So they interrupted the robbery and they called 911. The police came, an ambulance came. They tried to revive the victim with the heart symptoms, but they couldn't. So the EMS technicians wheeled him out into the ambulance and took him to Lenox Hill Hospital, where that same night he underwent open heart surgery and survived. So the police came, they filled out all sorts of papers because of the incident. And after everything was all cleared, the police left and the robbers relocked all the doors and resumed the robbery.
So nobody came forward and said, "Hey, we're being robbed."
The captors were locked in a room. So there was no one present but the robbers themselves. Wow. And each one of the robbers was dressed as a bellhop.
That takes a lot of courage. Call police during a robbery.
Yes, indeed. So that was one of the spectacular events that occurred, and several others equally spectacular.
So are you ever thinking of turning that into a movie or a series?
Well, I have an agent in Los Angeles who is currently negotiating with a film producer to adapt that book into a full feature film.
That would be a good one.
It would be, indeed. Yes. Great read.
Where can people find your books?
Barnes & Noble, or even easier, Amazon. Amazon has, I believe, a 24-hour free shipping program. Very, very simple.
So what do you have in store for the future?
Well, as I mentioned, I've just started working on this potential sequel to the Lufthansa heist. And for the moment, that's enough because it's quite an undertaking. It'll probably take me for the rest of the next 10 months, 11 months to complete it. And then it has to be edited, it has to go through the editing process and so on and so forth. So it's quite an endeavor. And I really can't take on anything else until I complete this project. And this project, according to my agent, should have a lot of traction. Should be getting quite a bit of traction.
Yeah, you might have a TV series out of that one, right?
It's possible. It's very possible.
Well, I hope it all comes together for you, and I look forward to seeing what you got going on in the future.
We'll stay in touch.
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
I would like to pay my tribute to Gary Valenti, who was my collaborator regarding my upcoming book, which will be titled tentatively "The Missing Goodfellas." And I became fond of him. We had a mutual respect that grew between us, and he was invaluable for me to be able to produce this sequel that I'm presently working on. And once again, it is tentatively titled "The Missing Goodfellas." The missing Goodfellas being Gary.
Is he still around?
No, Gary passed about a year and a half ago.
It's
And
sad. I mean,
Vincent Asaro also passed about 2 years ago.
yeah. So there's really no one left. The investigator's still around, right?
One of the original Lufthansa investigators, yes, is still on Earth with us, yes. But everybody else is gone.
It's a pretty crazy story. And I
Yes,
appreciate it. I appreciate you telling me your story, and I look forward to what you got going on in the future. Can't wait to see how things pan out.
I promise to keep you posted.
Thank you.
You're
If you
welcome.
like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too bad. Start your own podcast. Peace.